Charles McAnally, May 12, 1836, 1905, was a native of Glenvigan, County Londonderry, Ireland, who served with the Federal Army of the United States, also known as the Union Army, during the American Civil War. Severely wounded in action while fighting as a first lieutenant with Company D of the 69th Pennsylvania Infantry at Spotsylvania, Virginia on May 12, 1864, he captured the flag of the enemy during hand-to-hand combat with Confederate States Army soldiers, and was subsequently awarded the United States' highest commendation for valor, the Medal of Honor, on October 15, 1872. Formative years: born in Glenvigan, Ballinasgreen, County Londonderry, Ireland, Charles McAnally emigrated in 1852. American Civil War military service: Charles McAnally became one of the early responders to the call by United States President Abraham Lincoln for volunteers to help defend Washington, D.C. following the mid-April 1861 fall of Fort Sumter to troops from the Confederate States Army. After enrolling for military service in Philadelphia during the summer of 1861, he then officially mustered in there as a captain with Company D of the 69th Pennsylvania Infantry on August 1, 1861. Encamped near Gettysburg, Pennsylvania on July 5, 1863. Following the Battle of Gettysburg, he penned a letter to the widow of James Hand, one of his D Company subordinates who had been killed in action. "It is a painful sick task for me to communicate the sad fate of your husband, my own comrade. He was killed on the 3rd inst. He received a ball through the breast and one through the heart and never spoke after. I was in command of the skirmishers about 1 mile to the front, and every inch of the ground was well contested until I reached our right. The rebels made the attack in 3 lines of battle. I threw off my coat and in 2 minutes we were at it hand to hand. They charged on us twice and we repulsed them, then made their tried the right on our right, and drove them, which caused us to swing back our right. Then we charged them on their left flank, and in the charge James fell. May the Lord have mercy on his soul. He never flinched from his post and was loved by all who knew him. He is interred alongside of Sir James McCabe, Sir Jeremiah Gallagher of our co, and 5 others of our co. We were determined that as long as a man lived he would stand to be killed too, rather than have it said that we left on the battlefield in Pennsylvania the laurels that we so dearly won in strange states. The loss in the right, killed, wounded and missing was 158, and our colonel sick and lieutenant colonel sick, and 2 captains Duffy and Thompson killed, and Lieutenant Kelly and 6 officers wounded. We killed 6 rebel generals and nearly all the line officers, and killed or captured every man that attacked us. Mrs. Hand, please excuse this letter as I am confused, and I hope you will take your trouble with patience. You know that God is merciful, and good to his own. No one living this day was more attached than Jaws to myself. When I was engaged in front, he wanted to get out to my assistance. I lost a loyal comrade in him. No more at present from your sorrowing friend Chas McAnally, Lieutenant Co. D. 69th Reg. PV. P.S. This letter will answer for Sir McCabe. He was shot through the head. He died in 2 minutes after. McCabe had 35 cents of money, illegible character 20, he lent to Lieutenant Fate of our co. in 1864, while fighting as a first lieutenant with the 69th Pennsylvania and other Union Army troops in the Battle of Spotsylvania Courthouse. He performed the acts of valor which would ultimately result in his being awarded the U.S. Medal of Honor. On May 12, he was cut in head, shot in the left shoulder, also through right leg, knee and head, while capturing the enemy flag from Confederate States Army soldiers during hand-to-hand combat. In late October of that same year, McAnally led members of his regiment and others from the 106th Pennsylvania Infantry in an assault upon Confederate troops in order to silence a CSA artillery battery during the Battle of Boydton on Plank Road. According to a report by 106th Pennsylvania First Lieutenant John H. Gallagher to his superiors on October 29, we left camp in conjunction with the 69th Pennsylvania Volunteers about 2 p.m. October 26, and marched till about dusk, detailed on picket for the night. In the morning followed the division and joined the brigade in time to participate in the charge of Hatcher's Run. After the charge advanced with the brigade along the Telegraph Road through the woods to the Boydton Road. We then formed in line of battle on the left of brigade. We were there ordered by General Smith to deploy as skirmishers on the right of the 19th Massachusetts Volunteers, while lying waiting for Captain McAnally, commanding the 69th and 106th Pennsylvania Volunteers, to find the 19th Massachusetts Volunteers. I. Gallagher was ordered by aide-de-camp from General Egan, commanding division, to cross the Boydton Road and advance in line of battle. We advanced then through the woods to the open field, when we were ordered by aide-de-camp from General Egan to deploy as skirmishers and advanced parallel with the Boydton Road, capturing a battery forge and quartermaster and commissary stores. We then advanced under command of Captain McAnally to within 150 yards of the enemy's battery, and succeeded for a time in silencing their battery. They then advanced their infantry to drive our right, which we repulsed with the loss of 10 men in wounded and missing, 7 wounded and 3 missing. We succeeded in holding the ground until ordered to leave, between 1 and 2 a.m., on the morning of the 28th, when we were withdrawn by order of Captain McAnally, 69th Pennsylvania Volunteers, and marched direct for the sawmill, and at daylight rejoined the brigade and continued in the column to this place headquarters, 106th Pennsylvania Infantry. McAnally mustered out with his regiment at Philadelphia on July 1, 1865. Post-war life. After the war, McAnally married on August 24, 1871 in Burleson County, Texas to widow Frances Fanny Veach, and purchased farmland in Lee County, Texas. He married a second time on December 18, 1882 in Travis County, Texas to widow Julia Hoffhines and lived for some time in the city of Austin, Texas. He had one known child, a daughter, born in February 1880 in Texas. During the 1890s, McAnally was admitted to the network of national homes for disabled volunteer soldiers. Admitted on March 5, 1896 to the Southern Branch home in Elizabeth City, Virginia, he was enumerated by a federal census taker in 1900 as a resident of that home who had been confined as an inmate at Fort Monroe. Hospital records for this period noted that, on March 13, 1905, he was dropped demanding discharges while under sentence. Those military hospital records also noted that he was a 60-year-old farmer and widower who was 5 feet 7-1/2 tall with gray hair, blue eyes and a light complexion, and that his residence subject to discharge was Philadelphia, and confirmed that he had sustained a gunshot wound of the left shoulder during the fighting at Spotsylvania in 1864. Hospitalized in late July 1905 due to heart disease, McAnally died in the Asylum Hospital in Washington, D.C. on August 8, 1905. Medal of Honor. Citation. Rank and Organization: Lieutenant, Company D, 69th Pennsylvania Infantry. Place and date: at Spotsylvania, Virginia, the 12th of May 1864. Entered service at Philadelphia, PA. Birth: Ireland. Date of issue: the 2nd of August 1897. Citation: in a hand-to-hand encounter with the enemy captured a flag, was wounded in the act, but continued on duty until he received a second wound. See also: List of Medal of Honor recipients. List of American Civil War Medal of Honor recipients. MP. References. External links: Charles McAnally. Claim to Fame. Medal of Honor recipients. Find a grave. Retrieved January 13, 2010. Charles McAnally. Hall of Valor. Military Times. Retrieved January 13, 2010. McDermott, Anthony W. A Brief History of the 69th Regiment Pennsylvania Veteran Volunteers, from its formation until final muster out of the United States service. Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. D. J. Gallagher and Company, 1889.